Hey guys, so I wanted to come to you to show you my altar and a few other things that I use in my practice. Okay, so first we'll start over here at my bookcase. Um, I have some academic books on here, but I also, and books that I enjoy reading, but I also have some of my books from my practice here as well. So, here I have a couple of books that I've read and obtained information from. I'll just point out some of the main ones. I have this one here. It's Natural Witchery by Ellen Dugan. This was a very good book. It mainly focuses on developing your psychic ability and spiritual awareness from within yourself, and also how to practice natural witchery, meaning practice witchcraft in your everyday life. It being a natural thing to you and not something that's rehearsed, and using elements of earth and things of that nature. I think that are readily available to you. This is one of the first books that I got. It's called The Craft by Dorothy Morrison. This is a good book. It covered all the basics. It focused mainly on the goddess, so the female energies. But overall, it was a very well-written book. And I have here, this one a lot of you may know, To Write a Silver Broomstick by Silver Ravenwolf. And I've had these books for several years, which is why it's faded there. But this is another book that covers all the basics, and it's filled with information. Very good for beginners. Okay. I have here the gods and gods of the Egyptians. And then I also have a couple of shamanic books. This I would recommend to everyone, even if you don't follow a shamanic path. It's Seeing in the Dark by Colleen Dietzman and Paul Bowersox. So this book basically goes into how the metaphysical works, how the physical works, and how, when you're traveling on your earth journey here, how you can use the metaphysical to help develop yourself into a better being. So it has a lot of good information. It breaks down, the shamanic path as well. I have this one here. It's Witch School. This is the one in the first degree. This one comes in 3 different degrees, first, second, and third degree. And this one is by Reverend Donald Lewis High Coral, and he actually has a YouTube channel called Magic TV, and he also is a head of the Witch School, and you can subscribe there if you want and get a degree. I'm not really sure where they're based, but the book was a bit of a dry read, but it's packed with loads of information. It's very, very, very informative. Going into Wicca, and also going into, where Wicca sprouted from and what everything means. It'll cover crystals, it covers plants, it covers, meditation, chakras, very range of topics. As you can see here, I've marked it. It's packed full with information. I have here Gypsy Magic, and this one is by Petronella Cooper. This is going more into my Egyptian practice, more to how the Egyptian practice. This one is basically mainly from Romani origins, but when you think of what happened before the New World Order came into being, and before the foreigners came over and took over Egypt, everyone that was in Egypt was pushed out to the outskirts, and they had to travel, and that's where you got the word gypsy from, travelers. And as they traveled, they mixed with other people and other races along the way. So you have very many sectors, different types of gypsies that exist, but the practices really all stem from the same place. So this is a good book as well. Sorry, just bear with me, I'm trying to put it back. Okay, and I have 2 shamanic books here. Shamanic Spirits and Shamanic Experience, and this was a very good one also. A lot of you may know Wicca, Guide for the Solitary Practitioner by Scott Cunningham. I've never told you guys, but I was actually a part of a coven for a good, I would say for a good year, and from being in that coven, I found out that I actually prefer the solitary path. And maybe I'll go into that a bit more in another video. But this can give you a lot of the tools and just makes you understand what it's all about, really. So that is a very good book. And then going on, the book goes. My books become more cultural with this is Egyptian, the Ma'at, the 11 Laws of God, and this is by Ron U Nefer Amin. Okay, and I also have some books going into history, like this one here, Stolen Legacy by George James. And I'm going into these books because, as I mentioned in my introduction, I do also plan to touch on these subjects as well, history and politics. Okay, and my cat just jumped up into the air. She's chasing a fly. Over here, a picture of one of my other cats. But I also keep on here since I can't keep it on my altar because I don't want my cats to knock it down. It's my statue of Isis, or also known as Aset. Okay, and a few other things. I also have over here one of my first book of shadows. As you can see, I did some decoration there with colored paper. I plan to update my book of shadows, but it's still in the works. That's like my first book of shadows. And in these boxes are my altar pieces that I plan to put on my altar when I move into a larger place and get a bigger altar. Isis is in there, and I have Horus here, and this one is Cleopatra, and I also have here my Ouija board. Okay, so let me bring you guys to my altar. Okay, excuse any mess you may see, guys. I live in a very small, packed apartment. Okay, so going into my altar here. My altar, the way that it's set up, it's mainly set up for spirit. So that is what it's focusing on. Okay, let me just pull up a chair so I can sit. Okay, so here I have the elements on my altar, representation of the elements. They are placed based on shamanic practice. Okay, I have here in the east is my Athame to represent fire, and then in the west I have earth. I have a stone here that I found on the beach, along with my pentacle. Okay. And in the south, I have a seashell that I also found on the beach for water. And in the north, some incense for air. Okay? And then up at the top of my altar, I have my spirit candle. And my spirit candle is purple for meditation and to represent spirit. So I'll use this whenever I'm meditating at my altar or doing any type of spell work. And then around my candle, I have my holy water, and I also have my holy oil. And I just want to show you guys this bottle, if you can see it. It's purple. I love this bottle. I got it online. I just think I love the color and the design of this bottle. Okay? Okay, and then at the other side of my altar, I also have, for cleansing and blessing purposes, my sage stick. And it's on top of my censer that it's filled with sand. Okay. Here I have what I'm calling right now is my worry stone, or maybe I'll call it my medicine stone. I'm not sure yet. But earlier in my practice, I would hold this in my hand and use it to drain all negativity out of my body into the stone, and then later I would cleanse the stone. Because it's black, it has the ability to do that, to absorb energy, negative energy also, and to vanish it. So I later found out, later on in my practice, because I always had this attraction to stones, not really knowing why, but I would collect them. And I later found out that the Blackfoot Native tribe used stones for medicinal purposes to heal, and used it in their craft as well. So me being a part of the Blackfoot tribe, it would only make sense that I would take that up. And that's why it's so important to research your history and to know where you come from, because a lot of the things that you're doing can actually be connected to that. And when you learn about it, it all makes sense. Okay. So in here in the middle, I have my cauldron, and this is my second cauldron. It's a black one. I was going to use this one for burning things, as it was my original first cauldron, but I noticed that it was painted, so I decided not to burn things in it and to use it for scrying instead. So inside of the cauldron, I have lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli also coming from Egypt, and it is used to connect you to your Egyptian ancestry. So the way that works is you put a piece of lapis lazuli within the cauldron, and then you fill it with water and you meditate. I've tried this before in the past, but I think I have to reach a level of meditation where my mind is completely still and I'm in like a trance-like state almost. So I plan to work on that in the near future and build up my psychic ability in that way, because I do get visions, whether it be visions while I'm awake or prophetic dreams while I'm asleep, and also work with the water D, aka tarot cards. So I just wanted to develop my vision in this way as well with me scrying. So that's why I have this here in the center of my altar, and it's surrounded by the elements. And then above that I have my candle for my spirit, and then also cleansing. So this is all focused around cleansing and development and growth. And then above my altar I have the moon. And just also higher up, it's the moon and the sun, so a representation of the god and the goddess are above my altar here. Okay, and I'll just move you guys along. Okay, so over here is also this is basically where I do all my work and everything. I have my computer set up. My working candle is burning right now because I am cleaning out my house and just getting rid of all old energies and bringing in the new energies. And I also have a little Buddha here to bring me good luck while I am doing my work, working on my writing and things like that. Okay, and I just also wanted to show you guys, not sure if you can see it, but down here have some bottles and things like that. I know the camera's getting dark, but I also have my chest. So this is where I keep my tools, in this chest. And I don't have it locked right now. When I used to live in my dad's house, I used to keep a lock on it, but I live alone now, so there's no need to lock it. But it's kind of like the style. Yeah, it's like a treasure chest. Let me see if I can bring it out more for you guys. I just moved it, so hopefully you guys can see it better now. But this is the treasure chest, and it's on top of a crate that I keep here for my cats. But this is my treasure chest. I got this online also for $60. I mean, small in size, but it's deep enough so that I can keep my tools in there. Okay, I'm not going to open it because I went into some of my tools, and I'll go into my other tools later, but they are wrapped in cloth, so you really wouldn't be able to see anything. But, okay guys, so just wanted to share that with you guys. Stay tuned for more videos. I hope you enjoyed this one. And until next time, peace, love, and blessings.